Hey everybody, Mark Agnesi here for Gibson Guitars. We're hanging out backstage at the Eric Clapton Crossroads Festival 2019. Got my buddy Marcus King.
What's up, man?
Dude, what's happening?
How you been?
We were catching up earlier. We hadn't seen each other in a while.
It's been a good bit.
We met for the first time at my last job at Norman's Rare Guitars. You walked in, I'll never forget it. You were playing in the corner and we're like, he's good, we should do a video. And so we turned on the camera and then you started singing and we were all like, oh my God. And then the video got like 2 million views or something like that.
It was crazy. I'd never been a part of anything.
Yeah, that was the first viral video I think that was ever on that channel. And then I've been kind of watching the rise of Marcus King ever since, man. I gotta tell you, it seems like it's all happening.
Man, I'll tell you that that video really kind of launched a career, really. Something that I was already on my way to do, but that video helped a lot.
I remember talking to Joe Bonamassa about you, and he said, Marcus King, he said, I'll never forget it, he said, it's not if, it's when. And I'll be damned if he wasn't right, man. It's just like, it just keeps coming up. And here we are backstage at freaking Crossroads, man. Like, tell me, like, when you got the call, or your manager calling, it was like, Clapton wants you to be on the Crossroads Festival. Well, like, what the hell, what's that like?
Well, the way that it happened was a friend of mine hired me to play a party that he was throwing. And it was already this really insane party that I showed up, and I said, hey, how you doing? And he said, man, Clapton's people are trying to get in touch with you. And that just knocked me out. I'd never expected any words like that, ever.
That sequence of words, Clapton's people are trying to get in touch with you. Yeah, that's cool,
That really
man.
freaked me out.
Yeah.
And it worked out so well that we were able to be here and take part in this.
Now, I don't know how many guitar players are on the bill tonight, but it's like a who's who of guitar players. Any intimidation on being on the bill with like all of these guys, or is this like, this is where I'm supposed to be?
Oh my God, so much intimidation.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing, man. It's such a friendly version of intimidation.
Yeah.
Just like friendly competition with other bands that are out here doing it, we're all kind of pushing each other to kind of go out and do better than you did the day before. And that's how I feel with these players here. I feel just a lot of motivation.
Do you know who, or are you going to get to sit in with anybody? Are you have any, I mean, a lot of this is about people getting up and playing with each other. Do you know, did they tell you?
No.
Are you just going with it, whatever happens, happens?
Whatever happens, man, I'm just hoping that I can stay standing during my set and not be too afraid to play. That's always the number one concern.
Yeah.
But other than that, anything's possible.
Yeah. Now we got to talk guitars because
we do.
This is very cool right now. This is it, man. This is the proto, right?
This is the prototype. This is the number one based off of my 62, and the 62 is at home asleep, taking care. But this is the number one based off of that.
This might be the first time anybody's hearing about the
Yeah.
Marcus King signature model. It's coming. This is the
prototype
prototype right here.
Yeah.
Now, we can talk about this guitar, but this is based off of the number one. We've been kind of getting guitar stories this weekend from everybody back here, and everybody's main squeeze usually has a pretty good story. Tell me about the story of what this guitar is based on.
Man, you know, probably not long after I met you and Norm out in LA, we were getting ready to do our first big run, and my father came to this shoot that I was doing just before we left to go to New York City, and it was my first time going to New York City. So none of us really knew what to expect about New York City. We all thought that we were going to get just laughed out of the state, you know, because of our accents or whatever. We had no idea what to expect, but my dad gave me my grandfather's guitar that was left to him when my grandfather passed, like 4 or 5 years prior to that. And he kept it kind of hidden away, just to kind of, it was like a hurt thing, you know.
Yeah.
My father and I are very close, and his father and him were very close, similar relationships, and both bonding over music. So it was hard for my dad to see that guitar, and he said he had prayed about it and thought about it and felt that my grandfather would want me to have it. So it was a really touching moment that he gave me the guitar and kind of said that I could run with it and let me take it to New York City.
Do you remember seeing your grandfather play it when you were growing up?
All the time. My grandfather would play it around the house, or he'd let me play it under close supervision when I was a kid. The first gig I ever did when I was 8, he was playing that guitar, and you know, it's one.
What is it again? You said it's a 1962.
1962.
345.
Yep.
And the sideways wiggle stick.
Yeah.
Roll, that was. He was the original owner. Did he custom order it that way, or?
So the way I hear the story is that Hank Garland had kind of asked about the guitar with this vibrola, the sideways one, and I think he had a choice between a sunburst or a red one, so he went with the sunburst one. If I have the story wrong, you know, somebody let me know. But that's the way I hear the story. And my grandfather came across this guitar in Great Falls, Montana, in the mid-'60s, along with a '64 Super Reverb.
That's a pretty powerful combo right there.
Yeah, man, that's what he played from that day forward.
Yeah.
My grandfather had a career in the service with the Air Force. He was head of culinary, and he had, you know, a wife and 3 kids at home. My dad being one of them kids, and he was really stressed out, like all of us get. And the thing that I always talk about with my family is, I don't think anybody ever realized how much music was just medicine for them or therapy. And he quit playing just to kind of support the family and really just work a lot. And after a couple years of doing that, he started developing really bad bleeding ulcers in his stomach, and just the amount of stress he was dealing with was just killing him, really. And the doctor told him if he ever gave up any hobbies, he should pick them back up.
Yeah.
So he went and bought this guitar and a '64 Super.
And that was the rig for the
And
rest
that was
of the
it,
life.
man.
And that's not far from your rig.
He never sat it down again.
And that's not far from your rig today, right?
Not far at all.
Is it because of that, or is it works?
Tried and true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
50 years, man.
Yeah, and it's also, you know, a tip of the cap to Grandpa Bill King.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, just before we wrap it up here, so many great guitar players on the bill tonight. Anybody that you just can't miss?
X, Y, and Z, man.
Yeah.
Everybody on the bill, I'm excited to see, and they're all over the place too. So I'm just gonna try to stand still and catch everybody I can.
Dude, thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me, man.
It's been nice to watch you the rise here. I can't wait to see where it goes from here. And the freaking Marcus King ES345 from Gibson. It's coming very soon.
Yes,
Dude,
it
thanks
is.
for coming to hang. We're backstage here at Crossroads 2019. We'll see you guys later.